Welcome back to the Sword Coast. We come upon the white snow. There's bodies littering the winter landscape. They were merchants and barbarians that battled. And then we come to the group of you guys standing kind of in a circle. There's 7 Uthgard barbarians from the Grey Wolf tribe kind of surrounding Yol, who's on the ground. His arm removed from him. He's writhing in pain, and standing over him is a victorious FENRIR, and the barbarians are shouting his name.
Okay. Alright, you all. Pick this lump of shit up off the ground, and take him with you back to the tribe. But leave his arm and his sword on the ground, for now they belong to me.
We will do this. You have won fair battle. Jarl doesn't, he doesn't even want to look at FENRIR. He's so disgusted with the whole situation.
He can't look me in the eye.
No.
It's awesome.
What if,
I'm pretty wounded, I think, if I remember. It's kind of like just maybe kind of trying to gather myself out by those, what were they, winter cats or something like that?
They were crag cats. And,
crag cats.
And while you're doing that, you're kind of being helped by BREE,
yeah,
new follower.
That's right, because I ran back to protect her from an attack, right?
Yes. She kind of came out there to fight with you because she's a bit tougher, and Silzar stayed back with the horses and stuff like that.
So I will just, I bid them to take off out of here, and then if they start to go, I'll grab one of them by the arm and I'll just say, "Tell my father that I did this, and that I am doing well."
What of the chieftain? She plans to invade Neverwinter. It's folly, but we have no choice but to follow her.
You will learn that in life, the decisions that you make are your own. I know that the pack is strong when it is together, but look at me now. You can always make your own decision, young pup.
I've never been you, FENRIR. They won't listen to me. Most of them are rallying behind her. The anger for Skyblaze being murdered is strong and high. The bloodlust quells in them. I fear the tribe will go to Neverwinter and be exterminated. But this is, I guess, our way.
It is our way. And if you should meet your death in battle, you will meet Uthgar. And I have seen the halls of Uthgar. They are glorious. But I tell you this, our tribe is resilient. And we will never fully be destroyed. Go with that.
He kind of looks at you like Pippin did Gandalf when Gandalf was giving him that speech. You know? Like he thinks, maybe you're right. Maybe I should just follow the way of the tribe. So they gather the body, and but what about the loot that they were stealing?
They are.
What are they doing? What are they doing with the loot?
They were just collecting loot because they're preparing for the long trip to Neverwinter for the invasion.
Oh, but so they're like gathering the loot as they prepare to depart, like they're looting these merchants?
No, they're not. They're going to do whatever you guys want them to do. I mean, it's like food supplies, probably salted pork, firewood, stuff that would probably be going down to Dougan's Hole or Good Mead, any of these 10 towns.
They earned it. They had won their victory before I came along. I'm not going to keep them from having that.
So they kind of get a cart that's still working, and they just start pulling it away with Yul in the back, and he just kind of looks at you, scowling.
If you ever have the mind to seek me out for revenge, Yul, if you can somehow regain your strength, I will be waiting.
I'll kind of come up on FENRIR too, kind of like holding my ribs, and like, "FENRIR, I witnessed your combat. You are an excellent fighter. You did well to defeat them."
Why, thank you, Xien Lu. That was a great personal victory for me. I see that you are all scratched up from something. Was it those furry oh, those are crag cats.
Yes, we were waylaid by vicious cats, but they were no match. I let them play with me a bit.
We should take their furs. They are very fine.
That's a wise decision. You barbarians know how to live amongst these harsh climates. This is a great idea.
So I'll let the barbarians gather their things and leave, and me and the group will spend some time to make survival checks.
There's probably some good meat there. Yeah, let's do some survival checks.
Skin some crag cats.
I imagine Xien Lu has some training for BREE and Silzar to do.
I am proficient.
Yeah, but you never know with Xien Lu.
I rolled a 21 in a survival check to attempt to skin one of the cats.
Oh yeah, you skin it well. You get
take my knife out.
Nice chunks of meat because they're big, hardy cats. They're giant size. I mean, I would say saber-toothed tiger-like almost. Sildar's like, that looks like some good eats there. No more scraps, huh? I was worried now that you brought this girl along, Master, that there wouldn't be enough scraps for me. But I guess I'm okay.
You will have to battle her for the scraps that you eat. Your scraps will be won in combat.
Yeah, you heard him? You gotta beat me to get food. And he sees she already killed a white wolf that's on her back. And he kind of stomach growls.
Percival, are you the kind of gnome that would wear a trophy around your neck of your kill? As I pull one of the things off of the skull.
Well, it looks a mite warm. I might do it. It's really cold up here.
I take the fang is what I'm offering him, one of the teeth to wear around his neck.
Oh no, I wanted the fur.
Well, you will have the fur, but do you want one of these nice fangs to put around your neck as a symbol of your victory over the saber-tooth? Kit. I can't say the word cat all of a sudden.
Yeah. That's how they pronounce it up in the north. It's a keet.
Yeah.
A keet.
I'm like tying a piece of leather around it and handing it to him.
FENRIR, the hard toil should be left to BREE and to Sirach.
She gets right into it, man. And Sirach's like, the old, I thought it smelt bad on the outside.
Outside, yeah.
Make sure you don't nick that one little sack there. It's a gland full.
He nicked it right then. It's blood spurting.
No, it's like a musky cat like pheromone. It's the most foul thing ever. Yep, that's what I meant. Oh,
I think I got some in my mouth.
That's gonna be hard.
Starve.
Well, Sirach, those were your scraps, and it seems to have been spoiled. But perhaps you will make do with it.
That's going to be hard to get off there, buddy. I think you have to take a bath in tomato juice.
I recommend holding your nose while you swallow.
Yes, Master.
Do you need us to make any more checks, or
no?
we pretty much.
I'm fine.
Okay.
Good. We're just
all right.
Skin 3 cats. You got 3 cats. Two cats. One of them ran away. I remember now. You skinned 2 cats, so you would have meat and fur accordingly. I'd say it's probably at least based on spoilage, you might have a couple days worth, but it's cold outside, so maybe give or take 3 days the meat will last. Maybe you can sell it in town. The furs, they would definitely keep you warm against high winds and dropping temperatures for sure.
If we tan them.
Yeah, and you guys already had some yak furs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if you catch up with Phantasimo, he could probably help you with tanning and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you guys gather the stuff up. The followers help clean up as much as they can, and you make your way to Dougan's Hole. Dougan's Hole, it's the smallest of the 10 towns in the Icewind Dale. Located on the western shore of Red Waters, southwest of Goodmead. Its northern edge is marked with a path of gravel. It's comprised of meager grouping of buildings arranged around a pair of piers, one long and one short. So it's not a very big place. Silzar's like, they're completely reliant on fishing. They have really no other kind of income here.
Oh, a fisher town.
It's completely fishing.
Most
Sorry,
of
I've-
Icewind Dale is.
Sarg, I've heard tales of these standing stone. I was thinking perhaps, Percy, my friend, could you teach us some of these barbarians' magic? We have... there have been visions of stones in my mind, and I was hoping to learn some of these barbarian ways.
And as you get in town, you see like there's a few people gathering, like kind of in a circle, kind of by the Red Warders or whatnot. And there's someone selling wares. And it's Phantasimo. You bumped into him.
And it is
Ladies and
Peter.
gentlemen, we're here to sell you Flare Pheromones. I, Phantasma the Flayer, have gathered these wares by hand. Who will make love like never before. Rub a little bit on your unit, your woman will never be happier. He's got little bottles of oil.
What if you rub it on your woman's unit? I call out to him.
That will work too, my friend.
I'll take 2 bottles right now.
Give you a discount.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
deal. Good deal. Maybe I'll take 2 bottles.
Yeah, FENRIR helps him.
Do give me a charisma check, Phantasmo. Xien Lu, as you were walking through town, Percy, you also, you guys kind of noticed there were signs. Like it's almost like you get the example would be this is kind of like Area 51. There's a lot of signs that say, "Come find out the true story of the 20 Stones of Thruun," and get a piece of the 20 Stones of Thruun, and stuff like that. Like there's all these little gimmicky shops that, even though it's not a big place, gimmicky shops are trying to cash in on this tourist trap of sorts.
There's a 19.
Okay, so let's see. You made 380 gold pieces since last the guys have seen you selling stuff, your wares in these little 10 towns. Okay.
Cool, okay.
So you see FENRIR, kind of still covered in blood, probably. Xien Lu, Percy, and Sildar, and a girl you don't recognize coming towards you, somewhat in the center of town there, kind of by the docks and whatnot.
Well, have any customers at this point,
Sure.
did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll finish up,
Some fishermen.
and I'll, and then I'll head over towards them.
All right. So they buy some bottles from you. It's probably all covered in that 380 of gold that you got there.
And then I'll make my way to the rest of the group. Thanks, friends. You seem to have been into something messy, it appears.
Yes, I defeated an old enemy, and I wave Yol's hand at him.
High five.
High five. DM,
good.
what was the name of that sword that Yol had on him?
I want to say it's a dwarven cleaver. Stone cleaver. Stone cleaver is what it was. I think that's what it was.
I'm just gonna write Stone Cleaver down here.
Yeah, I'll get you the... okay, it's called Stone Cleaver. It's +1 magical, and it has advantage on attack rolls against targets wearing heavy armor or carrying shields.
Oh shit. Okay, very good.
Sarek,
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, master.
you said this was a fishing town, and yet I see all these shops seem to be selling mystical items.
Well, if you can't fish, the only other thing that brings people to this town is the 20 Stones of Thruun. People got to try to make a living the best they can. Times are tough here in the Ten Tails, especially with this giant debacle going on.
What can be learned from these stones?
I don't know. I mean, I heard that they were raised by a deity, and Then I heard that the town put it up just to bring people out here. I don't know.
A mystery.
May I perhaps roll on maybe a history check to see if I've heard anything about the Thruun stones in the past?
Sure.
Okie doke. I got a 19? Yeah, 19.
I don't think the scholars went too in depth about it, but some of the scholars would visit. They'd go to East Haven. They'd go to Banrock's Mithril Pot, and they would eat porridge there. The Wizards of Blackstaff Tower in Waterdeep, and Candlekeep. They'd gather there every year or so just to have that, and they would venture out to look at the stones. But none of them ever really connected with the stones and learned anything about it. Some of them thinks it's a hoax because they don't feel any power there.
Okay.
I have noticed in our travels that much barbarian magic seems to revolve around standing stones. I think perhaps there might be some clues we can learn about our intertwined destinies.
What's that, Phantasmo?
I was wondering, had I heard anything about the stones while I've been in town?
I'm sure you came into town with the idea to sell stuff. You've been just hitting town after town, trying to make some money before these giants run everybody off. You probably noticed the stones. I thought you might even try to come up with some way to cash in on them too, you know? Like you might start saying, these will give you the vision of Thrum or something, you know?
Gotcha, yeah.
But I'm sure you'd be interested in checking them out so you could exploit them in some way.
Well, we can go and take a look at the stones of Thruun ourselves if you're so interested in them, but from what I hear, they're just a hoax. Nothing really that special. People trying to cash in.
Perhaps these shopkeepers have a tale to tell.
There's not too many shops. In Dougan's Hole, there's a fish house, and that's basically it, yeah. Goods.
So who's got the knickknacks hanging out? Is that just like people who live there?
They could be, people who live there and just like fake shops and whatnot. There's anybody who can cash in on the notoriety of the 20 Stones of Thruun.
Then perhaps there is a tavern tale we can learn. Or is it still just like the fish house?
It's just it's a tiny place, just a fish house. But I mean, you see some commoners, and they can, you see some commoners you can flag down.
Sure, you there.
Yeah.
Tell me the tale of your village's stones.
Oh. One night, a flying ship was flying in the air and dropped those stones down from the planet Thrum. Blessed our town with bountiful fish. It's been there forever.
You realize this is a wild tale.
Well, I mean, I've seen dragons, I've seen giants.
What dragon have you ever seen?
I've seen Ice Claws. She flies around. Ancient white dragon.
You've seen her?
Oh, yes.
I could have swore I saw her once.
You can't
I'm
miss
not
her.
sure.
She's huge, gigantic, merciless.
Well, I'm sorry, I doubted you then. Continue.
And so these sky people left you these stones and told you nothing of their value?
'Tis a mystery.
Sounds like madness.
Well, if there's something special about those stones, little squirrel here can find out.
So you guys,
I'm sure I could.
Oh, yeah. So you guys go ahead and just make your way down there, since there's really no line to get in there or anything. And that's, Percy, you notice as you walk up, there is something magical about it. You don't know why. The other wizards haven't noticed it, but you can sense there's an allure of magic here.
Well, I certainly sense a lure of some kind. I can't say I've ever heard of this Thruun or his stones, but there's definitely something here. Can I maybe investigate the stones directly to see if I can identify any kind of sigils on them or anything like that?
Yes, go ahead and give it an investigation check.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to walk into the middle of the circle, that one that's sort of in the center there, and I'm going to climb to the top of it and perch on it with my legs crossed and kind of like, I will attempt to sit on the top of this and see if I can feel anything.
What you got, Percy?
Okay, so oh, never mind, because that's the wrong check. Okay, so I got 14 on an investigation.
There's stones that look... Some of the stones look different than the other stones. You kind of are walking around it, and there's 6 stones that surround it that seem to a little bit more out of place. They seem older, more ancient, more mystical than the other stones. And there could have been some kind of writing on it, but the ages, the winds of the north has cleared whatever sigil or rune was once on it.
Can I maybe attempt to cast Identify on one of the older ancient stones?
Sure, yes, let's do it.
All right. Well, then I will spend a while just waving magical equipment around, trying to figure out what's going on.
And as
You're
doing
performing
that,
a ritual?
yeah, XENLU's sitting on top of the middle one, the highest one, which matches the 6 that you saw. And you get a sensation like someone's trying to beckon you. Perhaps the Raven Queen.
Oh, I feel that sensation?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Especially where you're sitting. Like, it's really strong when you got to the top of it. And it's beckoning you.
Oh. I'm gonna kind of like, Xien Lu looks surprised and sort of like backflips off the top of the stone. He says, my friends, there is some magic at work here. I am feeling the call of the Raven Queen. She has revealed herself to me in some way. Percy, what do your magics tell you?
What do my magics tell me? Do I figure anything out from using Identify?
That it's unreadable, but those 6 stones have an engraving in them. There's something special about those 6 stones.
Can I look at the engravings and see if they're in Uthgar?
They're not
or
Uthgar.
in my language?
No.
Okay.
No, you couldn't read them. Actually, no one can read them. It's a language that's been lost to many people.
Perhaps these sky people were emissaries of the Raven Queen.
Well, I can't figure out exactly what these things' purpose were, but I can tell that they were used for something.
I'm certain if the language was known, the town's people would have been able to decipher it long ago and would have the tale to tell. Are there no lore masters in barbarian tribes?
There is. Percy, can you do that trick with the paper where you put the coal to it and rub it along the paper and copy the image?
I'm going to scramble back atop the stone.
And that urge, that calling to take to the air, to fly, it's eating away at you.
Xien Lu's going to kind of like reach up and then kind of give in to the feeling. I'm gonna leap as if I can fly from the top of the stone.
You fall tumbling to the snow. and you hear Cesar kind of giggle.
Fenrir is standing next to Phantasimo, just eating a basket of fish and chips, like watching us you guys do this.
I'm gonna dead ass throw a snowball at Sirac's face.
Oh, shit. All right, I guess that's a dex. All right, I gotta roll against it to see.
Yeah,
he's been training.
Right, I'll roll my attack against your AC. How about that?
Holy shit!
Oh, I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 19. He dodges it, and he looks at BREE like, see, I'm still the number 1 son. He didn't throw a snowball at you.
I see that your training is going well. I will scramble back to the top of this stone.
Yes. Percy, this structure, parts of it seem to be... They're not newly placed. They've been there for a long time, but there are 6 structures surrounding it that have been there for eons. Since before time, almost. And you can get that vibe from them. Unfortunately, you can't decipher the items on it. You can't because they've been deteriorated through time. You need a different perspective to see them.
Percy, I see that the I feel this urge to leap from the stone. The Raven Queen, she beckons me, perhaps from the air. Perhaps you can lift these stones the way you lift yourself.
No, I haven't learned that spell yet. That would be telekinesis. It's a really advanced one.
Maybe he means you should go up there and try flying with your magic boots.
Maybe fly above them?
Well, listen, the Raven Queen only talked to Xien Lu. She's not asking any of you guys to fly. She's reaching out to communicate with Xien Lu.
But I asked Percy to levitate the stones, though.
Yes, of course you did. Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Percy, perhaps you should come up here and join me, and you may be able to feel something from these magics that I cannot interpret.
All right, I'll give it a shot. Percival of the Clan Paxton will just jump up to the top of the stone.
It's a high stone. It's a high
I imagine
stone.
like Peter Pan.
That's exactly what it looks like.
Looks like you're being lifted by ropes.
Yes.
And stage play.
And Xien Lu climbs up there after you, right?
Yeah, I was already at top, so
Okay.
I'm like calling him up. Like I'd help him climb up or get up top.
And based on your telecommunication, mind melding thing, you get like a sharp hit, Percy, of someone trying to communicate with Xien Lu, wanting to take him on a journey. And kind of all you hear is the word meditate.
Okay. And Xien Lu understands this too, right?
Yes, Xien Lu. You both kind of shared at the same time because you were both at the top. And you just kind of you got it by contact.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a message for me.
Yes. It feels like I must concentrate in some way. Perhaps then I can fly. And so I'll start thinking real hard about flying.
Did you say you're meditating?
Yeah, meditating.
So you kind of you sit down on the rock. Percy doesn't take up a lot of room.
No.
Yeah. Just think happy thoughts. I'd offer you my shoes, but I don't think they'd fit you.
Well,
Happy thoughts.
with Xien Lu's ability, he could share these thoughts with y'all if he chooses to.
Fenrir will just sit down in the snow and watch and listen.
No, I'm just thinking real hard. I'm just meditating.
Well,
What time of day would it be, you think?
it's probably getting late in the day because they left.
The sun out?
It's probably cresting. Yeah, it's coming down.
Does this thing work maybe like a sundial? Like, can we see where a shadow's being cast, or?
Sure, it's the shadows being cast towards the red waters.
Okay, I'll go to the stone where it seems most cast to, and just investigate around there.
Xien Lu, you find yourself seeing things from the raven's eyes. You're flying. You're having a vision.
I will start to share my vision with everyone.
So now everyone sees things through this raven's eyes, and this raven is flying through time and space. And it's gone back. The raven flies, it comes through clouds of snow and white, and there it is. But Dougan's hole's not there anymore. There's no village, there's no fishermen. There's only 7 stones. 3 on each side, 1 in the center. And standing is a very humongous, gigantic, robed figure in the middle. He's like twice the size of a giant. And around him are 6 giants. And they're standing by each of those stones. And so now the bird flies in and perches atop that big stone. And then Percy can make out the runes that are etched in all of those stones. But he doesn't know what they mean. But he can see them clearly. But you guys can continue to communicate as if you're together, but you're still seeing it through his eyes, like it's a spaceship almost.
What is it she is showing us?
That guy is huge. What does he look like? Is he a human, humanoid?
Well, I'm gonna ask, who can speak giant?
Not it.
Oh,
No.
damn it. No, I speak my made-up language and Aluskan and Dwarven.
I can fix this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna cast tongues.
Okay.
I can understand any spoken language.
All right. Awesome. So Percy, with his eyes closed back on that rock, does whatever he has to do to create the spell tongues. So he can understand what they say, and he can relay this to you guys. But he notices the other 6 figures refer to the one in the middle as Anam. Anam, the All-Father. And they praise him. And you see the first giant figure walk up. If you look at that bottom left sigil, okay? Pretend that sigil at the bottom with the curly like question mark, backwards question mark, is a stone pillar, okay?
Okay.
You see this creature walk up to the stone pillar. And he has this giant bone great club. And he taps the sigil with his giant bone great club. And then he steps back. Next to him, across the way, where you see that U, another giant figure walks up. This one you guys all recognize because you've seen it. It's a frost giant.
Yeah.
He walks up to the pillar, and he has a steel great axe, and he taps the pillar with his great axe. You almost feel like you're watching some form of governing event, like they're coming together, united.
Like an Entmoot.
Yes. So you see the, I'm looking at the one on the left, the middle one on the left.
Backwards 5.
Sounds good. So walking up to this one, you see a different kind of giant, one you've never seen. This guy, he has a spear, a mithril spear, and he taps his sigil with the mithril spear. If we flip over to the other one, which has got 2 digits, looks like it's got a Y, it's across from him. It's a darker giant, one you've never seen before either. And he's got a stone boulder. He brought a stone boulder, and he taps his sigil with the stone boulder. We go to the top left, you see a reddish, darkish, flaming giant. Fierce looking. He walks up, and he has an iron greatsword, and he taps his sigil with it. And then the last one is larger than any of the other giants, and seems more inspiring, but not as inspiring as Anam, the one in the middle. But this one radiates electricity, and he hits the last sigil on the right-hand side of the top.
Cool.
And they murmur and talk. And Percy, you get this understanding that their leader is the man in the middle. And he says something about the Ordning. He's telling them that there's a society, and it has to have a caste system for them to survive. And he's placing the Lightning Man above all of them. Underneath him is the Cloud Giants. Well, spoiler. I'm sure you guys know who that is anyway.
Right, yeah.
So underneath him are the Cloud Giants. And below them are the Stone and Fire and Frost. And the lowest would be the Hill Giants. And they must follow this order, or there will be chaos and unruliness. And they all agree upon this altar to follow the All-Father's rules. But this is years and years, millennia ago. And your raven starts to dissipate, and you find yourself back at the altar with all the stones intact. But you've seen a glimpse of the Ordning, how they became a unit, but something has sundered this Ordning and caused them to go into disarray.
What do you make of my mistress's vision?
That was very bizarre.
She seems to be guiding us, or informing us of something we must know.
Yes, with the giants attacking the way they have been. They don't seem to be They seem to be moving in their own specific tribes. Those frost giants were not moving in unison with the others.
No, perhaps that is why they are causing chaos here in the 10 towns.
This is the best clue that we have found so far.
FENRIR, you know from the past, the frost giants usually stayed away from small folk. They were, you don't know if they were forbidden or they just were scared or what, but they just never dealt with the small folk. Not like they are now. Not like you guys have heard of little giants attacking folks down when you were near Yatar. It's, somehow this pact has been broken by someone or something.
I feel as if we have been guided to these stones to see this vision.
Yes.
Perhaps they inform our next move.
What do you think, Percy?
I don't know. It seems as though perhaps this was the creation of the hierarchy of giants, but I can't ascertain whether it's relevant to us killing them or not.
Perhaps they've lost their guiding father, and he must be restored in some way. He seems to have put them in order, and now there is chaos.
Certainly the Raven Queen has something more to tell us. Perhaps we should journey to Raven Rock.
Yes, barbarian magic seems to revolve around stones. I'm unsure why. There are much more viable ways to participate in rituals.
My knowledge of magics before I came to the civilized world was all ritual, and all done in sacred places, unlike Squirrel, who can shoot lightning from his dick.
This is an impressive boast. I would like to see this one day.
It's quite funny when he does it. Usually when he's feeling boastful.
But you're right,
It's all
Percy.
a giant mystery.
Oh, thanks. We missed you, Mike D. But you're right, Percy. You saw a lineup, a chain of command of sorts. And one of those chinks in that armor has been displaced, causing this uprising. How it helps you, I mean, who's the culprit, how you can replace that link in the armor is part of the mystery of the Storm King's Thunder.
If we could get our hands on a giant.
Yes.
You know how many types of giants there are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looked like 7 to me.
Do we know what the 7th one would be?
No
Oh,
one
6.
really knows what Anam looks like. I mean, he's quite mythical. He's like the god.
He's
of
a
the
god,
giants.
so he has avatars, so he appears as whatever he wants to.
Yeah. But based on what you saw, it appears the Storm King's at the top of the food chain. He's the guy who runs things for the
So,
Allfather.
I think I understand now. I had to think about it for a little bit.
I know. Well, I did a bad job of presenting it to you guys. So I
No, it's
apologize.
okay. So, if I'm understanding correctly, what's going on is that the Frost Giants are trying to disrupt the order of things and take the place on top, above the Storm Giants. Which just seems highly illogical. The Storm Giants are so much bigger than the Frost Giants.
It must be why
But-
they were looking for the Ring of Winter.
I don't see how we could ally with the Storm Giants or perhaps work together to take down the Frost Giants, because I can't think of any way that any giants can be reasoned with.
They look down on us, do they not?
In a literal sense, of course.
But even they see us as inferior creatures. Nothing
I'm
more
not sure.
than
I haven't
ants,
really had
and
many conversations with giants.
I have had dealings with the hill giants. They are a barbaric creature. They are oafish, if you will. But the frost giants, they have stayed away from civilization. We have heard of them, but I have never encountered them before the Battle of Bryn Shander.
Well, I'm not really a fan of anybody above 6 feet tall. Makes me nervous.
That's everyone. Everyone makes you nervous.
Master, I noticed that you went into one of those trances that you sometimes do, and I want you to know I stood by and protected you the whole time.
Sirach, I need not your protection when I am in a trance. This is something that you will learn. I am always aware and ready to defend myself. But I was receiving a message from my goddess, the Raven Queen. She was telling us the story of the Ordning of Giants. Is this something you have knowledge of, Sirach?
Well, you guys kind of blacked out for a few minutes. It was weird. You're just sitting there, all of you. It's strange, if you ask me.
Yes, we are able to share visions. Perhaps one day you will develop this skill as well. But you must have patience and work hard. 20 push-ups.
Hey,
But,
when I was blacked out, did you eat the rest of my fish?
no, I got to do 20 push-ups. But I was going to say, Master, what about Harshnag the Grim? He's a friendly frost giant. They're not all evil.
What do you mean by
yes.
this?
Give him
Was your
push-ups.
town not attacked by giants? Why have you not spoken of this before? Sirac, 40
Everyone-
push-ups.
Oh. And now she laughs at him. But you
BREE.
guys do recall knowing that there was Harshnag
Right.
the Grim, who is friend to the small folk. He's
He's
down in Waterdeep for sure, and he's teamed up with those guys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was like
Force Grey.
And he's
he was a
isn't
hidden
he a
lord or
frost
whatever.
giant?
He's a
Yeah.
frost giant, yes.
Yeah.
I thought Harshnag was just a legend.
No, he's not a legend. They sing of him because he's legendary in these parts. Unless you were asking that of the guy doing push-ups. I believe in him. I mean, every once in a while you'd hear about him coming around town.
Your form is improving. Keep your rear end low and your abs tight.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to try and find him. But he could be all the way in Waterdeep. That's quite a journey just to ask a question.
My goddess has given me a vision. I would be a fool to ignore it. It seems our fates are intertwined, but your idea of returning to the Raven Rock is intriguing to me as well. Perhaps all barbarian stones have some tales to tell.
It is affiliated with the Raven. What better place for her to speak to you than there? And I also have things that I need to discover there as well.
I agree.
Then it is decided. Let us feast upon the fish of this town, and then take rest, and then decide our next move from there. So FENRIR will, he's going to haul ass back to town there and get some more fish and chips.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you showed your badges, they would find a place for y'all to spend the night if you'd like.
If not, then we'll pitch up tent.
Yeah, you guys can always pitch a tent and enjoy a nice warm campfire.
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
It's a nice snowy landscape, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to cast a spell.
Hooray!
Percival the clan Paxton, once they get ready to take camp for the night and they get their campsite all set out, he holds out his hands and the snow begins to shake, and then it begins to form itself into little bricks, and the bricks roll themselves over each other and form an igloo.
Cool.
What spell's that?
That's called fabricate. If I have materials, I can create anything I want.
Sweet.
And I
FENRIR-
think that's within the parameters of the spell. It says I can make a bridge from trees, so I think an igloo from snow is not that big of a stretch.
Whoa, that's
No.
dope.
Yeah, I
Holy
think it's
crap.
Great.
Yeah.
Nice. I kind of stick Yol's arm in the top of it so that it's like a flag.
Percy, I did not know you could create such things. Perhaps you can form an obstacle course for Sirac and BREE to train upon while we rest.
Oh, yeah, sure, I could definitely try. If you give me some materials and describe it, I could give it a shot.
Yes, build it from snow as you have built this hut. We can have perhaps you can dig a pit or a wall of snow that they can attempt to climb over.
Absolutely, I can. Percival Glenn Paxton will once again cast his most powerful spell. And he will use it to create snowmen in the shape of like shooting targets, and he'll just make like snow walls for them to climb and pits below the wall. So he'll just create a little obstacle
I love
course
that
for him.
Percy's making shooting targets, and Xinlu's not going to let him shoot anything. They're going to have to use their hands, like karate chop snow.
They're gonna have to punch the snowmen, yeah. And there's solid ice in the middle, so
You two know what to do. Wake me in the morning when you're finished.
FENRIR will.
She snaps
Swing.
to it. Just so you know, she's a go-getter.
Yeah, I like that.
Him, not so much. Go ahead, Fenrir. I'm sorry.
I'm just, Hitter's not doing anything important. He's going to sit by the fire admiring his new sword and sharpening it and, like, just remembering how much he had longed for it when he was a child, or not a child, but a teenager. And, you know, that was rubbed in his face, and now he's got it, and it's like a symbol. It's almost a symbol to him than anything else.
Yeah, Phantasimo's never seen you with that sword.
What is this weapon you've acquired?
This is a weapon that came to my people when I was a young man, when the Grey Wolf tribe started doing trades with the dwarves, and only the prestigious members of the tribe were allowed to use this steel. We went on a raid, and we fought many orcs. And my friend, well, my rival, I should say, even though we were in the same tribe, I considered him a friend, but still kind of an enemy. Do you know what I mean?
Gotcha. Frenemy.
Yes. Well, he used trickery to make it seem that he had killed more orcs than I, and he earned the right to this sword. And he always rubbed it in my face. And now it is mine.
Would that
Took it
hand
from
have been attached to that sword? Is that how you acquired it?
Yes. I took his arm. His sword-swinging arm. I took away his ability to fight efficiently, thus making him live in shame.
Now who will lead your tribe?
He was not the leader of the tribe.
Oh, okay.
The leader of the tribe is currently trying to gather them to lead an attack on Neverwinter, which is folly. I fear for their safety. But they are warriors, and they will do what they will do. Their path is no longer mine.
You still have your gift, or did you lose it from this?
I still have the gift, yes.
Okay.
That's why I must go to Raven Rock to see what I can learn more about it.
You're 2 days away from a full moon, Fenrir.
Right, I need to go. I need to probably travel there. Possibly alone. But Xien Lu wants to go as well.
I, too, would like to see this Raven Rock. Spoke so much of it.
I don't know if it will be safe for you if I change. It is the reason I left into the wilderness without you all when I first met you. It's why Percy was alone for 2 days while I was gone. I usually go into the wilderness for the change. But we will have to discuss it.
You guys smell crag cat roasting on an open fire.
What I really smell is that horrible stench of its gland sac still on that boy out there doing push-ups and running along those icy walls.
Actually, he's cooking up the cat.
Oh. I told you would never get that smell off of you.
Yeah, but I thought I'd make dinner for everybody. You know, maybe gain some favor with the master. Teach
One
me how
thing's
to
for
kung fu fight.
With all that shit all over you, you'll never have to worry about wild animals coming anywhere near you. They will smell you for a mile away and think you are a crag cat.
I guess that's the tankard half full look.
This is kind of a warrior animalistic tactic. It's actually quite smart.
Yeah.
May attract some crag cats, though.
Yes. They may try to mate with you in the night.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out my way. You know?
Well, one of those crag cats is going to have his way with you if you don't be careful.
I think I heard.
Serac, this is a feast. You have redeemed yourself for your previous indiscretions.
Oh. And if I didn't do the course?
Do you mean you cooked instead of doing the course?
I wanted to cook before I did the course?
You must build the next course, I believe, without the aid of Percy's magic.
It was his most powerful spell.
Yes, and hopefully you can achieve the same level of power if you wish to continue your training.
Now, after hearing that, BREE goes out of her way to destroy everything she can on the course.
I just imagine her punching the ice, like, golem things that I made, and just, like, snowy blood just flying into the air.
It's like Assassin's Creed. She's hopping down from the top. Air assassination.
Who's this new person you've acquired?
Yes, she tried to steal from me in a tavern, but her skills were impressive, so now she is part of our team.
Okay. Interesting.
She is a halfling, but she fights like a holing.
We were seeking battle, but we found a friend.
It'd be nice if she's of some use to us. Seems to be rather much more aggressive than the other one there.
Well, if you boys don't mind, I've had enough crag cat. I'm going to get some shut-eye for the night.
Yes, we have a long journey ahead of us.
And I'll head out to my knapsack or what have you and go to sleep.
Percival the Clan Paxton will retire to his igloo.
Everybody's gone to sleep except for Silzar, who is rebuilding the obstacle course all night long. I'll be on the antidepressants pretty soon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Morning comes, uneventful.
I get up and I see the fresh obstacle course, and I feel like working out, so I run the obstacle course. Ah!
Do you kill any of the snowmen?
Oh yeah, I'm just like punch. I'm Brock
So
dancing.
good.
Like body slam. I throw one of them like 30 feet.
XENLU wakes up to see that the obstacle course has not been completed.
Serac, perhaps I am asking too much of you.
What? He's so tired. What? Master, I built it. I don't. Maybe a Yeti came by. Look at this mess.
Oh, what a glorious task, a glorious course you built, Serac.
Oh, perhaps I have judged you too harshly. FENRIR seems to be enjoying it.
Ah, my blood is flowing. I can feel the cuts on my fist from punching all those ice crystals. It is invigorating. I am ready to face the day.
I will consider your work complete this time.
Thank you, Master. Should I get the
I
horses?
I saved you this, and I give him a snowball.
Why is it yellow?
Because
Percival
I
the
put
Clan
lemonade in
Paxton's Percival the Clan Paxton's igloo is going to explode, and it's going to send snow flying everywhere and just let down like a light flurry. And Percival the Clan Paxton is going to say, "Your training woke me up. I've got to get my shut-eye in, otherwise I won't be able to cast any spells."
Sorry about that, squirrel. And I shake the snow out of my hair from the explosion. I pick up Yoel's arm too, which flew off of your igloo.
Yeah, it's in the snow.
It's like sticks in. It's like rigor mortis is set in, so it's like stiff.
It's also ice cold, frozen,
Yeah,
stiff.
Yeah, the blood's all congealed and like frosty looking on the end.
Yep. All right. Come on, Yol.
Yes, we have much travel ahead of us. Perhaps we should make our way.
Yeah, so the next logical town would be Goodmead if you're heading that direction.
Yes, let's head to Goodmead.
All right, so
We have to get to, or how long till Goodmead?
Goodmead's probably just a quarter a day. It's very close. It's on the same lake.
Okay.
It's the next stop on the way to
Yeah.
Raven Rock.
Well, there's East Haven between that, and then East Haven would be the next stop to Raven Rock, I believe. You guys get to Goodmead. It's one of the smaller of the 10 towns of Icewind Dale. It sits on the northwestern shore of the Redwaters, south of the Eastway trade route. Once the economy was based on fishing of knucklehead and trout, but now the town as a whole focused on brewing their famous mead sold throughout the Sword Coast. When you walk in town, there's a giant mead hall. It's right in the center of the town. It's the heart of the brewing-based economy. There is a worn-down shrine that they're rebuilding, and pretty much it's like Dougan's Hole, another small encampment. No real shops of sorts, except for mead sellers and transporters and things of that nature.
What's the thing they're repairing? You tell who it's for?
They're doing a shrine. Give me a history check. Or a religion check. I'm sorry, religion check.
It'd be 20. Natural 20, but just
Yeah.
Dirty 20.
20.
You recognize that as the god Tempest. He's the Lord of Battles, the god of war. He's about honorable battle. He does not like cowardice, and use of use of force to settle disputes. But he's an honorable god. If we were to use alignments, he's a neutral.
Where'd my map of the 10 towns go?
Oh, it's in the channel.
Ah, shit. Oh, well.
What letter would this town be?
G.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Here's was able to dig up that one. It's not cropped, but you kind of get an idea of good meat down there.
Yeah.
Like I said, these four towns are very small, fishing towns of sorts.
There's a great big mead hall in this one, though, isn't there?
Yes, there's the giant meat hall in the center of town. Yes.
That's what we have to go see.
I agree. It would be a good place to start.
I had a drink here once, and let me tell you, I don't think I've ever had better mead. Except for back in Mirabar. If you guys remember, that was swill they were selling in Mirabar.
Yeah,
yeah. And FENRIR still thought it was awesome. So he just thinks everything is good. Anyway. So we'll go over there to the Goodmead Great Hall.
Yeah, it's a large building in the center of town. It's kind of like there's people brewing mead and stuff in there. Multiple companies, but they also serve mead in there. So if you guys want to buy it by the tankard, the barrel, the cask, whatever you want it to do.
I'll have a cask.
That'll be 20 gold.
Here's 21.
Oh, thank you. We'll have the
Pop
boys
that.
bring it around.
Pop that open so
right.
that I can drink from it.
Okay. Put a little popper in it. They take the hammer, crack it.
Yeah. Very good. Very nice.
It
Okay.
is good mead. Spiced just right,
FENRIR, I'm always impressed with your ability to drink while we are questing.
I can drink all day.
Yes, I've noticed.
And
yet still you could run the obstacle course. It's impressive.
Hey, a good hangover is only taken care of by physical activities early in the morning.
Will there be
That's
a glass for your party?
Oh yeah, I'm like passing this cask around, like just tapping it. Like, come on, chug some of this.
BREE looks at Xien Lu.
I will not imbibe. You may, but it is not our way.
She takes it. And then there's, Silzar's licking his lips. When you say not our way, Sirach, yeah, I should call myself Sirach. When you say not our way, Master, what does that mean?
It means that I will not deny it, but it is not the way.
So if I have it, that's bad?
I will let it be your own judgment that decides.
You sure there's not a test on this?
Is there?
Squinty eyes.
Come on, it'll put hair on the boy's chest. Then I hold the thing above his head, and I just kind of like forcefully open his mouth with my hand.
I am not his nursemaid, but apparently you are, Fenrir.
And I start pouring it down his mouth. He's like choking on it because he wasn't ready.
I did not choose that, Master.
Squirrel, you probably want it in a cup.
Okie dokie. And
like-
Percival
he's
of the
like,
Clan Paxton will conjure a cup out of thin air and just hold it out.
And I give him some. He knows better not to fuck with Percy.
So what you boys up to? We don't get too many visitors after these giants been running amok.
We are in the business of killing giants.
It's well, business is booming, and we need that around here.
What rumors have you heard?
Oh, I mean, every once in a while we get a traveler or refugee. We heard old Ice Claws has been very, very... Let's just say she's been fighting them giants for us, and I raised my tankard to her. She's been taking out quite a few on her own.
Really?
Yeah.
The dragon?
Oh, yeah, dragons hate giants. Mortal enemies.
Have you... Where is she currently?
She lives amongst the Icewind Dale in the spine of the world. She goes where she wants. I don't think she nests anywhere. She's an old ancient dragon.
So no one knows of her lair?
No. But as long as she keeps killing them giants, it's wonderful you can see her. The talons full of them. Picks them right up off the ground. She dwarfs them.
That must be a sight.
It is. And then I hear old Hashnog's up here lopping giant heads off too, killing his own kind. Can you believe it?
He's here in the north,
That's
for
what
sure.
I hear. Well, I mean, I didn't see him with my own eyes. But I
Is
hear
there
tell.
anyone here? Is there anyone here in the hall that might be able to shed some light on that for us?
Well, there was a caravan that came through here. They were headed. I think they were headed down to Bryn Shander. Oh wait. No, they were. They were headed to Dougan's Hole. That's where they were headed to.
We just came from Dougan's Hole. Damn it!
They had a bunch of supplies, pork and stuff like that. They were going to try to deliver.
Oh, them. They probably made it there all right.
It's good to hear.
I imagine, because there's not bad things in the forest.
They couldn't survive out here. They were going to move down south. Go explore the Sword Coast. See what Neverwinter's like. Get away from those barbarians.
Yeah, once they get to Neverwinter, they'll be free of those barbarians.
They say it. There's only 3 seasons in Neverwinter.
What is that? Summer.
Which one of the seasons
Spring.
is missing?
You're going to make me say it.
It's never winter.
Oh, that's why they call
I just got that. I never put 2 and 2 together. Damn it. How did I not know that? It was right there. I feel stupid. Anyway. After we drink some mead, do you boys want to go shopping? I'm going to have to leave you all and go to the Raven Rock.
Yes, I will be joining you at the Raven Rock.
Xien Lu, I know that we must go there together, but I must warn you. The full moon is nearly upon us.
So
You will have to do something to protect yourself. For I become a mindless beast under the light of the moon.
I will take your recommendation when the time is right.
Well, there ain't too many shops here for you to buy. We'll just make mead, transport mead. Your best bet at buying stuff's gonna go down to East Haven, over there on Lake Danishore. That place is starting to blow up now that they got the trade route going, and they've got things coming with their ships. A whole fishing fleet out here, big enough to rival that at Cara Dinval. You know what they say about East Haven. Anything
What is that?
goes. Anything goes in East Haven.
This is a strange motto.
Yeah. They buy our mead, they keep drinking it, so it's good people.
Do you have any of that special mead that you have only a small batch of every year? It's called the White Claw.
Sure we can find some.
You know there's no law when it's White Claw, is what they say.
Yes, that's what they say, but you guys got the badges, so I guess there's a little bit of law here, and makes us feel good. Get up there with the giants and the dragons, with Hashnog and Ice Claws, and go kill some dragons. Some giants.
Maybe a dragon too, if it should get in our way. All right.
It is
What do you
well
want?
that you recognize our authority.
Yes, we appreciate your service. It's because of you we have independence here in the north.
I take a tankard and I scoop some snow off of the window ledge and put it in the tankard and pour some meat on top of it. And I look at Surak and I say, "That's why the snow is yellow." Meatballs are my favorite breakfast.
This is the comedy show, huh?
I'm sorry.
A very special episode of Sword Coast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sorry.
I would say that you guys have your drinks, you have some camaraderie, and then FENRIR and Xien Lu set out to Raven Rock, while Phantasimo and Percy get to know each other a little bit better in the town of Goodmead, with commitment to meet up at East Haven after whatever FENRIR has to take care of personally.
Sounds good.
Lou, are you taking your minions with you?
No, they must remain behind. This journey is for Fenrir and I alone.
Okay. We'll make sure they keep up their training then. No slacking off. The boss is away, guys.
Phantasmo, I appreciate that. I see that you are a man who is well learned in the skills of battle, and they could benefit from your wisdom.
Very well then. Be happy to take the lead while you're gone.
Yes, you will obey Phantasmo while I am gone.
Xien Lu and FENRIR head off into the snowy whites of Icewind Dale until they disappear